Revered Indian Buddhist monk Bhikkhu Bodhipala dies after contracting COVID-19 by Dipen Barua. Article 1. The renowned Indian Buddhist monk Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala, Secretary General of the Kolkata-based Bengal Buddhist Association, BBA, also known as the Bodha Dhammankar Sabha, died on Monday morning while undergoing treatment for COVID-19. He was 52 years old. In a social media announcement for the revered monk, the BBA expressed deep sorrow over his death. Quote, "This was a great loss not only for the Bengal Buddhist Association, but for the world of Buddhism and humanity." Unquote. Dhammankar Sabha Facebook. Following Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala's passing at Amri Hospital in Mukundapur, Kolkata on the 27th of July, the Supreme Sangha Councils of India and Bangladesh, the Bangladesh Buddhist Federation, the Mahabodhi Society of India, and many other organizations and eminent personalities shared messages of tribute to Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala and offered wishes for his attainment of the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Quote, "I wish to express our deepest sympathies on the passing away of Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala, who was an eminent Buddhist leader who worked tirelessly for the uplift of the Buddha Sasana," unquote, said the Secretary General of the International Buddhist Confederation, Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya, in a message of condolence. Quote, "With his passing, the entire Buddhist world has lost a great Dharma leader who was able to guide people on the Dharma path," unquote. Dhammankar Sabha Facebook. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala continued to visit Buddhist monasteries and remote areas of India, working on behalf of underprivileged communities and distributing relief supplies. He also provided assistance to hundreds of vulnerable Muslim families in Bangladesh. Quote, "He was not only revered by everyone in the Buddhist society, he was also appreciated by people of all classes and professions, irrespective of religion, caste, and community. The death of a Buddhist monk like him is an irreparable loss for us. His invaluable contribution as the Secretary General of the Bodha Dhammankar Sabha will be remembered and appreciated," unquote, said the President of the Bangladesh Bodha Christi Prachar Sangha, Venerable Buddha Priya Mahathera, Dhammankar Sabha Facebook. Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala was born in 1968 in Shillong, capital of the Indian state of Meghalaya. His forebears originated from Unanpura village in Chittagong, Bangladesh, and migrated to India before the partition in 1947. Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala was a descendant of Venerable Kripasaran Mahastavir, born in 1865, died in 1927, a Buddhist monk, founder of the BBA, and a key figure in the movement to revive Buddhism on the Indian subcontinent. After completing his studies in Shillong, Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala became a monk in 1993 under the preceptorship of Dhammapala Mahathera. In 1995, he was appointed Assistant Secretary and Trustee of the International Brotherhood Mission, IBM, Dibrugarh, Assam. He then moved to Bodh Gaya, where he earned a master's degree from Magat University. In 2001, he was placed in charge of the monks of the Mahabodhi Temple in Bodh Gaya, where he served until 2006. Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala subsequently moved to the IBM for a period before settling at the BBA. In 2018, he was elected as a Secretary General of the BBA, a post he held until his death. Article 2. During this pandemic, when the frontline health workers are busy preventing and controlling COVID-19. Some are silently working for the people who are indirectly hit by this virus. Dr. Bodhipala Bhikkhu was one such unnoticed Corona warrior who worked for the underprivileged during this trying time, taking a chance on his life. His last Facebook update was a wisdom quote that goes like this: "Just as a wealthy merchant with few attendants avoids a dangerous road, just as one desires to go on living avoids poison, so also one should avoid evil." But a die-hard Dharma trekker, Bhikkhu Bodhipala was never petrified of beating a dangerous road if it leads to the Dharma. No matter how difficult the Dharma Marga is, he believed the walk is joyful so long as generosity, loving kindness, and wisdom are there as companions. These wholesome roots were his strength. He was fearless. In the last few months, he was busy extending relief services to the Amphan and flood-affected areas and in distributing rations to the needy, poor, and the jobless due to the lockdown in many parts of West Bengal and Assam. Defying the possible risk, he stood beside the victims, for he thought it more important than his safety. Maybe he forgot he had a susceptible body without protective gear too, along with his sturdy mind. He was exposed to this deadly virus called COVID-19. When he felt a shortness of breath, he was rushed to Daffodil Hospital first and later shifted to Amri Hospital at Mukundapur in Kolkata on July the 26th, when he succumbed to this cruel bug on July the 27th. He was 52 at the time of his death. Born in Shillong in 1968, he had his education in his native town until he joined Marquette University to pursue his master's and PhD in Buddhist studies. His parents are late Pradeep Barua and late Kamkam Barua. At a certain point in his life, when he thought this material world would not get him to what he wanted to do for humanity, he joined the Sangha monastic. In 1993, he attained his higher ordination under the preceptorship of Dhammapala Mahathera. Soon after his taking refuge in the Sangha, he started rendering services toward humanity. When a person gives up his material life, he transcends the geographical confines. Bhikkhu Bodhipala stepped out of his home state, Meghalaya, and arrived at Assam. In Assam, he chose Dibrugarh as his karma bhumi. He took the charge of Assistant Secretary and Trustee at the International Brotherhood Mission in 1995. The founder of this mission was Venerable Acharya Bhikkhu Karuna Shastri Mahathera. Until his last breath, Dr. Bodhipala worked with Venerable Acharya Bhikkhu Karuna Shastri Mahathera to fulfill the mission's two key objectives: preservation of the religion and culture radiated by the Buddha's ideas and dedication to the social welfare, ensuring thereby the betterment of the poor and the oppressed section of the people, as well as the concretization of world peace, the only panacea for all the ills of the globe on the hotbed of unrest, terrorism, and violence. Brackets in the words of the mission's founder, close brackets. The late Bhikkhu assisted his pioneer Venerable Karuna Shastri in running a destitute home called Jinaratan Buddhist Missionary Destitute Home, a primary school, a junior high school, and a vocational training school, a free medical care center named IBM Nikyo Niwano Free Medical Care Center, and a rich library through the mission. His services spilled over to other parts of India and beyond. He had been the chief monk of Bodh Gaya, the heartland of Buddhism, from 2001 to 2006. During this time, his chief concern was to establish Maitri among the people within the country and beyond. A good speaker and writer, Dr. Bodhipala wrote several books and articles on Buddhism and edited several journals and magazines. His dedication to work and the profound faith in Dharma drew many philanthropists near him. It is his commitment to the humanitarian service that made him get the charge of charitable societies like Kauchini Karuna Charitable Society situated at Alipurdua. There, he ran a school for poor students free of charge. Dr. Bodhipala Bhikkhu has left valuable legacies in academia. His collaboration with academics, board of schools, and different academic institutions were regular and very welcoming. Navanalanda Mahavihara and Magat University will certainly fill the emptiness created by him. During his lifetime, he stayed in different Buddhist vihars or monasteries. Once, in reply to his author's question, "Where do you live?" he said, "I do not have any permanent adobe. I am very nomadic by nature." Probably it is his work that moved him one place to another. His last destination of Dharma service was Bodha Dhammankar Sabha, Bengal Buddhist Association, where he was appointed as General Secretary in 2018. In his unstoppable journey, perhaps no one could imagine that he would halt in such a place from where he would never return. The vacuum he created in the social, academic, and spiritual life of India can hardly be filled. His untimely death reminds us of the cruel truth of the teachings of the Buddha. Anicca vata sankhara upada vayadamino upajitva niru janti tesam vupasamo sukho, meaning impermanent alas are formations, subject to rise and fall. Having arisen, they cease. Their subsiding is bliss. The author is assistant professor in the Department of Philosophy at Naugong College. She can be reached at ramalasama@gmail.com. Buddhist Door Global, the 31st of July 2020. Most venerable monks, nuns, brothers and sisters in the Dharma, the passing away of Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhipala is a big loss of the movement for Buddhism's renaissance in India in modern times. The life of Venerable Bodhipala is a shining example of virtue and spreading Buddhism for all of us. All Vietnamese Buddhist members of Quang Duc Monastery and Quang Duc website in Melbourne, Australia would like to commemorate him. May he attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana, then come back to this human realm as soon as he can to continue his Dharma preaching mission. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Senior Venerable Thich Nguyen Bang. This article is read by Buddhist member Joyce Mỹ Tuyến, Thanh Kim.